Sexism: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination typically against women on the basis of gender. Sexism is an ongoing issue in not just North America, but all around the world as well. Typically, living in Western civilization means that sexism is represented in pay wages, who gets chosen first in gym class, or a behavior being dismissed based on an assumption of monthly nature occurring. The men and women in Brave New World have very different roles in society. They are different not only based on sex, but also on location and the situation at hand. In situations or places of power, such as the workplace, men are represented as psychologically and mentally superior to women. This includes most situations in life. Women, however, do maintain a higher standing when relating to social issues. When it comes to sexual situations, they both seem to hold the same standing. In Brave New World, men are held in higher standing than women in all situations, excluding the single category of social situations. Men are shown as superior to women all throughout the book by the way they act and by the way they live. The book starts out showing the overall dominance. Although it seems like a nuance, the tour at the hatchery gives a slight view of how women are represented. This is because all the students touring are males. The book begins with this tour in order to show that women are restricted to the things that they can do at an early age. Soon after, they begin to describe how pregnancies are handled. The author includes a short but important fact into the process of reproduction. The government, in an attempt to control reproduction, sterilizes the fetuses of the females. The males, however, are not sterilized. All of the positions that are high are held by men. Bernard and Helmholtz are the leaders of the propaganda. Henry and the director lead the hatchery, and Mustafa and Mond are the main people in charge of the government. Men are the leaders of all the positions in life that require or describe power, and women are dirt by which the men tread. In all areas of this brave new life, women are considered as dirty creatures that should be tamed, and this is not how we should view women. Sexism is still a huge problem in the US and the UK and the rest of the Western world. However, much like we like to think of ourselves as more advanced, it speaks volumes to Western arrogance that we think such problems only exist in other places, and that we are a perfect model of equality. This is not so. Just because things could be worse, it doesn't mean the problem is solved or that we should stop trying to tackle it further. But in countries like Afghanistan, sexism is a real life endangering problem. Sexism in traditional Afghanistan shows up in a woman's ability to walk the streets alone, a man having to carry the weight of providing for his family on his own, or the woman having to follow every order in fear that if she rebels, she will be stricken by her own husband or even a stranger. 1,000 Splendid Suns is full of sexist lifestyles led by both men and women. Women are constantly objectified by their husbands and the government by being forced to wear burqas because they are meant to only be seen by their husbands, and they have to be accompanied when walking outside and get beaten when they are seen alone by a government official. Miriam was forced into marriage with a man more than twice her age when she was only 15 years old after being treated like a nuisance by her father for the duration of her life. Miriam's father treated her as a nuisance because she was conceived out of wedlock, making her an embarrassment to her family. Her father walked away with little damage, but her mother's life was destroyed because she was seen as less significant. Miriam and Layla tried to escape their abusive husband Rashid. They were beaten by the Taliban for leaving the house alone just because they were women. These displays of sexism were shown during the power of the Taliban, but these are still offenses of sexism in modern Afghanistan today, such as women without a husband or male relative often starve to death because they are unable to work. 85% of women have no formal education and are illiterate. Life expectancy in women is only 51 out of 100. Out of 100, the following are rated in Afghanistan: Justice 8.4, Economics 55.3, Education 41.1, Politics 16.6, and Health 2.0. In February 2009, President Karzai signed a law which affects several key rights of Afghan Shia women. Denies women the right to leave their homes except for legitimate purposes, forbids women from working or receiving education without their husband's express permission, explicitly permits marital rape, diminishes the right of mothers to be their children's guardians in the event of a divorce, It makes it impossible for wives to inherit houses and land from their husbands, even though husbands may inherit immovable property from their wives. So you can see, although it has been 16 years since the Taliban had been removed, Afghanistan still faces extreme sexism.